What's up, you guys, and welcome back to Cozy Chronicles with Lucy Smash. With This Is Me, This Is Us. Let's go. So today I want to talk about being in relationships. And I'm not just talking about having friendships. I mean like actual relationships. Now, I was watching Marriage Boot Camp season 18, episode 8, I believe, that it has, I think her name is Shawnee and CeeLo, Jocelyn and Ballistic, Bianca and Choses, and somebody else, Michelet and Stu. Yeah, that's it. So upon watching their episode, they had a part on there where they had to draw out these tattoos on the paper, or draw out like pictures. And it was 2 that were like bad, and I think 1 that was happy or something like that. So as they, did their tattoo on the paper, they got up and spoke about, their childhood memories and things that, excuse me guys, hold on. It was a hiccup coming on. They were talking about their childhood memories, and one of the things that was brought up in their childhood memories is like, they were beaten as a child, or certain things were introduced to them when they were a child. So in the episode, once they actually went through their stories and told about their stories, they was told to come outside, and it was, children, like, they was like boot camp class season 18 or something like that. They seemed like the kids on the stage. So then these certain kids started coming up and basically reenacting that person's story of what they're told. So it was really eye-opening for them to see, like, wow, like, this is really how my story was, told in so much, told so quickly, so little, just to sum it up. But I can imagine myself how I really was when I was that little girl. Like, that's literally reenacting me when I was that little girl or that little boy. Like, that's crazy. Like, so basically Dr. Ish is his name in the show. He was like, you don't realize how certain childhood issues will come into when you have a relationship that you never really dealt with. You know what I'm saying? So if you never deal with it, then certain things that your partner may do might actually trigger certain things that you dealt with within your childhood. So I was like, wow, that is so interesting. Like, that is so true. And I noticed that every time he has his show, he always, like, every couple, they always do that same like, what is it, like I can't think of the word, but it's basically like that same part every time, like the season starts, or whoever is on that season, they have to go through that step of bringing up their childhood memories. So with me, of my childhood memories, that I always seem to somehow find myself in these same type of feelings, even when I deal with guys, is by me not having my father in my life. Now, I know exactly who he is. I don't know how old he is, but I know exactly who he is. I know his name. Hell, I even got his social security number. Yup. Like, yeah, I know exactly who he is. But he never wanted to be in my life. He wanted it to be where if he can get close to my mama, then he could be like, hey, Ashley, how you doing? Like, he'll speak to me then, but he ain't really trying to have no verbal communication with me. Like, he'll just, like, speak, and he'll be like, well, if she don't want to talk to me, whatever, but, what I'm saying, what's up with you? Like, what we finna do? You know what I'm saying? So, as I got older, I never realized how that would be triggering me or bother me in certain situations of being in certain relationships with certain people, until I got older and really started paying attention. Like, wait a minute, like, when I was with you, or when I was dealing with you, certain things would trigger me that you did. And it's like me and my mom, we bounce off each other when we talk about our stories, that she can see, like, certain insights in what I might say, and I can see certain insights in what she might say. Now, as she says, she has the gift of hearing, that when she hears, what you're saying, she can basically break it down for you, and you be like, oh, okay, so I see what you're saying. But see, with me, I mostly get my messages or intuitive messages through my dreams. I be having dreams, like, and you be like, what? Like, what kind of dream is that? But then every time I tell her about my dream, she always break it down, and I totally understand how that dream may came about, right? So, of my childhood memories, I never had issues within my childhood. I went through certain things in life, with my mom, of us being homeless and stuff like that. We went through certain shit, what I'm saying? Not having food, not having money, general. I wouldn't say it's general, but it's like general stuff that some people in the world pretty much already went through, or they've been through, what I'm saying, and they got better. They you get what I'm saying? Like, they overcame the issues of life, but some people are still dealing with those issues. But like I said, of my childhood, I did not have any issues, with nobody, you know, uh nothing major that, would have happened to me that would have damaged me, personally, to, what I'm saying. So by me not having my father in my life, like I said, I never realized how it bothered me. Like, with this one guy that I used to date when I was in high school, I used to skip school. Yeah, people that went to school with me that might be listening to my podcast, some might know, some might not know. But yeah, I used to skip school in my senior year. I used to skip school. I was, depressed. I never liked to go to this math class early in the morning, and I was just like, you know what? Let's go to Burger King or something. Like, we always just skip first period. So I would notice that sometimes when I would be with him, I would get like this depressed feeling, like it would come on me so strong. And like, we'll be laughing, we'll be eating and stuff, we'll be kicking, like just shooting the shit, not even thinking about like nothing major, cause we skip it. Like, we ain't thinking about school right now, we eating breakfast and shit. And then next thing you know, it'll just hit me out of nowhere, and all of a sudden I'll just get depressed. I'll be sitting there like looking at my phone, like looking at the table, looking out the window, and I would just like get this sorrow look on my face. Like, of course you can always tell when something is wrong with somebody. So he would always ask me, like, Ashley, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong? Like, we was just laughing, and like, why do you look like you sad? Like, and then all of a sudden I would just bust out crying, like, out of nowhere, and it would be so weird. And I'm like, why does this keep happening? Like, every time I'm sitting here with you, I always get this sad feeling. Like, it'd be random. I really can count, like, it happened like maybe 5 or 6 times. Like, the shit was crazy. So as he would ask me, like, Ashley, what's wrong? I'm the type of person where if I'm crying, like, I don't want to tell you what's wrong, because I already know you gonna, like, basically, what am I trying to say? Like, you basically gonna like figure out what's wrong, like, by me telling you what's wrong, and you gonna dig deeper on what's wrong, and then it's gonna make me cry even more. You get what I'm saying. So I don't want to emotionally tap into it even more. And so I would always bring up the fact of, like, I'm so sad that I really don't have my father in my life. Like, my mom, she was married to a narcissistic, selfish ass bastard of a husband, and he was incarcerated for, 20 years and stuff like that. And then when he came home, he was always, of course, anybody that's in prison or jail, they're gonna feed you the story of, I can't wait till I come home, so we could be a family, I can't wait for all of us to be together. But then that wasn't the case. When he came home, the first 2 days, we had 2 conversations about the same thing, and verbatim, this is what his words was: I don't want you to feel some type of way because you see me being around your mom a lot more than you, and I don't want you to feel like I'm not giving you attention, as much as I'm giving your mom attention. Which in my mind, I'm like, I understand it. Like, I understand, that's your wife. You haven't been home for, and be able to touch her or hug her or, kiss on her for a longer time, because guards be like, cock block and be like, okay, that's it, type shit. Like, I understand it. I'm not tripping on it, but hell, when you do have that downtime where you just sitting on the couch and I'm sitting on the couch, okay, we can talk, like, I have no problem with that. Yeah, see, after that second conversation, we never had no more conversations after that. Ever. Now, this man been in my life ever since I think my mom said 4 years old. And I remember him back then, but it was like memories of like certain things that she told me, that he used to always buy me Cheetos and M&Ms all the time when I was a kid. Like, I don't really remember that, so maybe at that time that's when he went to jail, he went to prison or something like that, but I really don't remember all those times, but he was always the person that I felt like was my dad, because he, throughout the letters, we always went down there to see him. He basically became my stepdad because, my mom, they got married, while he was still incarcerated. So, he was basically like my stepfather. We would talk, it would always be like this awkwardness between us because I'm not used to a man, saying that he wants to be like a father figure to me, so it's always gonna come off a little weird, but I always try my best, to make it be known, that I want to have a relationship with him, to try to have that fatherly love, that I never got from no man, what I'm saying, whether it was an uncle, well, I don't have no brothers, even for my real father, as I said, he didn't want to be in my life. So one day, my mom, she had to have surgery to get her gallbladder removed, and I necessarily couldn't go because my aunt, it was just a whole situation, y'all. I ain't even gonna delve into it like that. But basically, she had other people in the car, so I couldn't necessarily go down there and be there with my mama while she was having her gallbladder surgery. But her husband was there, so at the time, I'm worried about her. Of course, I can't talk to her because, she's in surgery. So I cooked a meal, for everybody when they got home. My mom and my stepdad, when they got home, they'll be able to eat something. And so at this time, I think I had reached out to my father, like, was it that same day? Or maybe I had already reached out to him ahead of time, or something like that. Something happened, well, basically where we was in contact that day, and he was like, can I come over there, so we could talk or whatever. So in my mind, I'm thinking, like, come over here. Why would you want to come over here to my actual house when you know that I just told you that my mama was coming out of surgery? Why we can't meet out somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want to come to my house? Basically, you trying to do that same shit like you used to do back in the day, that you want to, if it's not about my mama, you know what I'm saying, and if y'all not in communication, then you don't really want to have nothing to do with me. But because you want to come to my actual house, you can be able to see my mama, then you're gonna be able to see me, you're gonna be talking to me a little bit, but then you're gonna really be trying to talk. No, dude, like, what the fuck is going through your mind? Like, I literally just told you that my mom is having surgery, she's gonna be coming home. Why would you want to come to my house? She has a husband also, so that's just even more, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I was so frustrated by everything that happened that day, because my mom came home. She said that, it was a lot of situations that was going on at the hospital. Her tongue got cut, basically because the thing that they stick, the tool that they use to stick down your throat to put the hose down there to keep your lungs going, where the air is still going through your lungs, while you're under anesthesia, because you basically not breathing on your own, the ventilator has to do it for you. So that tool that they use, they have to go under your tongue and then over your tongue to the back of it to, like, open your mouth some. You guys, I'll put in the description box what I'm talking about. Basically, that tool cut her tongue, so she was wondering why when she was talking, she was like kind of like like, like her tongue was hurting. So come to find out, when we watch the videos of everything that happened, of how they do prepare you for the surgery, basically her tongue was cut. She was, when she finally came out of surgery, she was trying to tell her damn husband that she was sitting in pee, like he need to get the nurse, to help clean her up. He was like, what she saying? Now me, I know my mama so well that even if she mumble it, I know exactly what the hell she's saying. If she in there brushing her teeth, got a mouth full of toothpaste, and she telling me something, I know exactly what she telling me. So ain't no way while she was sitting in that damn hospital bed that she was trying to tell me something and I wouldn't be checking on her like, is something hurting? You okay? And I would have instantly called a nurse. Like, y'all, I was just so mad that day. Like, everything that could possibly happen to piss you off that day happened. So I instantly went off on my real dad, as he was saying that he want to come over to my house to try to talk to me. Like, why would you need to come to my house? Why we can't meet outside? Well, y'all, I just got pissed off. I went off on him. Then the wife had the audacity to hit me up that same day saying, oh, well, I can't wait to meet you. And I'm like, what? Why would you be hitting me up saying you can't wait to meet me? I haven't even met this motherfucker. Why would I sit here want to meet you? I don't even know you. You basically putting yourself in a situation that you have no business to. The reason why I went off of her is because she said that she can't wait to meet me because her and him is going to be together when they meet me. I didn't say I was ready to meet your wife. How she just go insert herself in the motherfucking A and B conversation? Like, how she just gonna see her way in it? You see what I'm saying? I was livid. I went off on everybody. I even almost got into a real altercation with my stepfather, which is her husband at the time. Literally almost like went berserk. You know what I'm saying? Because he was acting like, how you gonna be her husband? But at the same time, that this woman just came out of surgery. She's telling you her back is hurting. They basically had to put air in her stomach, to try to maneuver around her certain organs to get, their gallbladder out and stuff like that. So it was like creating pressure, like, it was like she has gas in her body, like she needs to get the gas out. So she was like, rolling around like, oh, I got gas, like I need to get this out. So he over there in the same bed just rolled on the flipped over, acting like he just snore asleep, like he don't hear nothing of her complaints, like he don't hear nothing of what she got going on, like whatever, she'll be all right. So I was literally the one that was taking, don't get me wrong, I was doing it regardless, but I was the one, that motherfucker was on the couch, in the front room, or on the floor, wherever hell he was at, and I was in my mom's bed taking care of her, making sure, Mom, you good? You straight? You need something to drink? You want to eat on something? You need to go to the restroom? Okay, come on, let me help you. Like, I was the one doing it. I'm my mama's motherfucking keeper. I'm her number one fan. I'm her everything. And now niggas gonna sit here trying to play like you want to be in my life or that you want to be a husband to her. No, what? I don't play when it comes to that one. And it's the same vice versa. So, I digress. But y'all can understand why the hell I was so mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally, like I said, almost got into a real physical altercation with him. Like, dead ass. Because you're not finna sit here treat this woman that has been there for you through thick and motherfucking thin, through blood, tears, every motherfucking thing, okay? You not finna sit here and treat her like whatever, like, what? Why is you bothering me while I'm asleep? What? How dare you? Your motherfucking foot was all fucked up. Your motherfucking foot busted in our motherfucking house. Had the whole motherfucking house stinking. You fell out in the motherfucking hallway, bleeding out and shit, like going into convulsions because you was throwing up blood. You had a lot of shit going on with you. And yet and still this woman have a surgery and you gonna treat her like she ain't shit? Like it was just a dog you took to a vet and it's like, alright, she cool, just let her run around. She got the cone on her head, so she'll be alright type shit. Like, boy, what? How dare you? Again, I digress. So, all that being said is to say this. With dealing with certain people, like my mama gave me the example that I can be, so into the relationship, but I'm always gonna be looking at that person with a side eye, like, what you could be possibly up to. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what you could be. What's your next move? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just always suspecting that you gonna do something. I'm always suspecting that you gonna pull some type of stunt to leave, or you know what I'm saying? Just just have some type of way where it's like you just gonna disappear on me. You know what I'm saying? And of course I dealt with that because in my childhood, my father not being there. Of course I'm gonna tend to look at certain men like, oh, okay, I can see the good in this person, but anytime you start tripping out on me, I'm instantly gonna see you as my dad. Like, oh, so you the type of motherfucker that you just want to be around for the good, but then when some shit come about, you just want to dip out, huh? Okay. And I noticed that I was even naive in certain relationships to not see certain things that people were doing. Like, I was naive to sit here see that I had just got my refund from school, and I understand that you got a job, that you may be getting paid a certain amount, certain week, you paying certain bills, you might not have the money. But I noticed that I'm being more pulling out my pocket than you. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have no issue with spending money if I know that we doing it, you know what I'm saying, you pay one day, I pay one day. I'm that type of person. But don't make me feel like I'm pulling out more out of my pocket than you are out of your pocket. Or don't think I'm not paying attention to certain things that you may say. And then I'm thinking, like, later on down the line as I'm analyzing, like, wait a minute, you did say this and that. And wait a minute, you was making them type of commentary. Like, I was naive to a lot of situations. Like, even in high school, this is how I know that I definitely was seeking out somebody to give me that attention, because I didn't get that attention from my father, from a man's perspective. That even when I was I would say it started from middle school up until high school. From middle school, I would say 8th grade up until 11th grade. I'm gonna even say 10th grade. I'm gonna say 10th grade. So from 8th grade to 10th grade, I was, how would you say it? I was always a plus size diva. Don't get me wrong, but even when I was a kid, I was skinny. But that's neither here nor there. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I'm getting off track. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, in middle school up until 10th grade, I used to always look at like, damn, like, why I don't have a boyfriend, or, oh, I thought this person was cute, oh, I thought that person was cute, I'm gonna ask them out or whatever. Now, I used to think like, why nobody like me, why I didn't get no carnations delivered to my class, for me, or why nobody seeking me out, why no. I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't popular, because everybody gravitated towards me, which I don't really like people, but I'm cool with people. You see what I'm saying? Like, I have one of those type personalities. Now you see why I say, or if I haven't told you, I'm the only child. I've been the only child for 24 years. I'm 24 right now. And I never had a problem with really being to myself, or being alone, or not having no friends. I'm like, when I say I chill hard as fuck by myself, like, I be chilling. Like, what? I could put me a candle on. I could be watching me a movie. Like, I can be chilling. I don't be bothered by, having friends texting me. Like, honestly, I'm the type of person where if you gonna keep on texting me, like, I'm gonna get annoyed. I'm like, okay, like, what, like, why does my phone keep going off that you keep responding? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of them type of people. Like, I don't mind talking, but don't keep bothering me. Like, like I don't really have people spend the night at my house, but when they did spend the night at my house, I definitely got annoyed. Like, okay, when you going home? After the first day. Like, okay, like, you being in my space too long. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's like the only child syndrome, that we don't like people in our space for too long. Like, okay, it's cool, we can chit chat, we can talk, but okay, stay over there, let me be in my own space. I like my space. So yeah, I used to think like that. Like, why nobody like me? Why why everybody, got a boyfriend, they got a girlfriend. But at that time, I was always the counselor for everybody. I was always talking to my friends about their relationships and helping them out. Like, girl, don't worry about that. Like, he tripping right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give it some time. Talk to him about it. Give it a day or so. Don't text him back right now, cause you know how boys are. Like, I was always their friend to be the counselor for them, but I never had no relationship at the time. Because I was always thinking like, but damn, like I'm always giving relationship advice, but why I'm not in a relationship? Why ain't nobody looking at me? Why ain't nobody checking me out? So I always had the feeling of like had to grasp for somebody's attention, to notice me or see me. So that went on up until 10th grade, because I went through this certain relationship that he was still trying to figure himself out, put it like that. He was still trying to figure himself out. And when I got so tired of dealing with him being wish-washy, not knowing whether he want to go with me or he want to go with this girl, and then he doing certain shit with this girl because he trying to make me jealous, and it was like, you know what, that's it, I'm done. So when I finally met this certain guy in my 11th grade year, he really put it in perspective to show me that what the fuck was I really tripping on him for? Why was I sitting here thinking that I needed you? I am the shit. I don't. What was I chasing you for? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it really helped me to show that I can get over certain situations. Now, of course, dealing with him, we was together for a year. We broke up. We were still, communicating with each other for thereafter. And then after high school, that was pretty much it. So I noticed that even I used to have this journal with me and my old high school friend, that I remember I used to write in my notebook and be like, girl, why nobody want me? Like, I want a boyfriend and stuff like that, like blah blah this, blah blah that. And when I think about it today, and it's like, what was I going through? What was I missing that I felt like I had to ask for somebody to give me that attention? I don't want to have to ask you out to know that you gonna be my boyfriend. I don't want to have to send you a note or send you a message say, hey, want to go out? Like, no. I want somebody to notice me because they notice me. And that's really where I'm at now, that I'm not finna ask for nobody's attention. I'm not finna try to seek out your attention, because if you gonna notice me, if you gonna want to talk to me, you gonna come talk to me. I'm not finna ask shit. I'm a shy person, so I'm be, looking like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying, like, but if you come approach me, we can talk, like, but I'm not finna approach you, because I've learned my self-worth. I've learned that, girl, you is the shit. I don't give a damn what nobody motherfucking say. I am the shit's night, okay? For me. Because guess what? You gonna be thinking that same thing about you. You gonna be thinking like, damn, I am the shit. You know what I'm saying? I am good looking. I am fine. I do have certain attributes about me that, I feel is sexy, so somebody else might find it sexy, So that's where I'm at now. And I'm trying to deal with having those emotions and not having a father in my life, to therefore, if something ever happened in my relationships that a guy was like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm done with this, like, that I won't feel abandoned. That's the word I was trying to look for. That I won't feel abandoned, to feel like, oh, well, you act just like my dad, you know what I'm saying? You act like you didn't want me. I knew it was, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to bring that into my relationships in the future sense, So, yeah. This podcast has went on long enough, you guys. I didn't mean to keep you going this long, but I just had to put that out there, that I don't want to try to do things for a certain person to like me. And that's more so the reason why I created my YouTube channel, for other people to see me the way I see myself. Because when I look at my YouTube videos, I be looking like, damn, girl, you cool as hell. Like, you really funny, you know what I'm saying? Or you really, like, you really cute, you really pretty, you really got sex appeal to yourself. Like, why was you ever doubting yourself? Why did you ever feel that? I never felt like I was ugly. I just always felt like I was fat. certain guys will be going for these slimmer girls or whatever, and I'll be like, damn, like, why nobody want me type shit, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was always going through. But as I got older, she can't tell me nothing, okay? I'm the type of person where all I gotta do is put on a certain bra and panty set, and I'm like, girl, you is the shit, okay? Just the other day, I was having a Cozy Chronicles moment where I put on me a lingerie slip and like a flowered pink robe on top of it, and I felt damn good. Cause I'm like, well, shit, why not get myself together? Why not feel sexy for myself before I feel sexy for another man? You know what I'm saying? Because if I have that self-esteem for myself, then he gonna see that within me, and it's gonna make it the what am I trying to say? Make the y'all get what I'm trying to say. The attraction even more, because he see that I have that self-esteem within myself. Now, I don't want to have to build my self-esteem up because a man is telling me, oh, well, you're sexy, you're beautiful, you're smart. I need to know these things for myself. So therefore, if you leave, if you feel like something I ain't doing right, that you be like, you know what, fuck this shit, whatever, I'm done. Bye. I know what I'm capable of. I know what motherfucking light I am to a candle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know who I am, and I'm still figuring out who I am. So don't judge me because you feel like I'm not doing certain things that you might want me to do, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But that's the point of learning me, to figure me out before anybody else can be able to figure me out. So I want to deal with those childhood wounds and deal with those issues that I feel are being abandoned by a male figure, because I had that love from my mama. So I know how to love, a friend of a female, or, a relationship with a man. I know how to have that love, but I need to deal with those childhood wounds before I get into a relationship, because I know that I will bring those certain things up if he does certain things that's going to bother me, that's going to trigger me. So all in all, I would just say to try to think of childhood wounds and replay certain moments that you went through in certain relationships, to think like, damn, that was something that triggered me, because I remember in my childhood that my mom used to do this, or my dad used to do this, or my uncle used to treat me like this. So I noticed that when I'm in a relationship with you, that you triggering certain things in me from my childhood. So I would encourage anybody that has childhood wounds to work on them, because the type of person that you are growing into your future, you don't want that same past issues to keep being brought up into your future. You see what I'm saying? And that's something that I'm working on right now. So you guys, that's it for episode 2 of Cozy Chronicles. This is me. This is us. Let's go. See you next time.